The day I almost died. My name is John, and I want to tell you a story. It's a story about the day I almost died. It was a day that changed my life forever. I still remember it like it was yesterday. It was a cold winter morning. The sky was gray and the air was crisp. I was driving to work like I did every day. My car was old, but it was reliable. Or so I thought. I was listening to the radio, singing along to my favorite song. I wasn't paying much attention to the road. I was thinking about my day, about the meetings I had, about the emails I needed to send. I was in a hurry, like always. But then everything changed. I was driving down a narrow road. There were trees on both sides, and the road was icy. I remember thinking I should slow down, but I didn't. I was in a rush. I wanted to get to work early, and then it happened. A deer ran out onto the road. It came out of nowhere. I panicked. I slammed on the brakes, but the road was too icy. My car started to skid. I lost control. The world seemed to slow down. I could see the deer standing in the middle of the road, frozen in fear. I could see the trees rushing past me. I could hear the sound of my tires screeching on the ice. And then everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I didn't know where I was. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. I looked around and realized I was still in my car. The windshield was cracked and the airbags had deployed. My head was pounding and my body felt heavy. I tried to move, but I couldn't. I was trapped. I looked out the window and saw that my car had crashed into a tree. The front of the car was smashed, and smoke was coming from the engine. I could smell gasoline. I knew I had to get out, but I couldn't move. I was stuck. I started to panic. My heart was racing, and I could feel the fear rising in my chest. I thought, this is it. This is how I die. But then I heard a voice. "Hey, are you okay?" I turned my head and saw a man running toward my car. He was wearing a thick coat and a hat. His face was full of concern. "I'm stuck," I said, my voice trembling. "Hold on," the man said. "I'll get you out." He ran back to his truck and grabbed a crowbar. He came back to my car and started prying the door open. It took a few minutes, but finally the door opened. "Can you move?" he asked. I tried to move my legs. They were sore, but I could move them. I unbuckled my seatbelt and slowly climbed out of the car. My body ached, but I was alive. The man helped me to his truck and called an ambulance. While we waited, he gave me a blanket and some water. He told me his name was Mike. He was a farmer, and he had been driving to town when he saw the accident. "You're lucky," Mike said. "If I hadn't been here, you might not have made it." I nodded. I knew he was right. The ambulance arrived a few minutes later. The paramedics checked me over and said I was okay, but they wanted to take me to the hospital just to be sure. As I rode in the ambulance, I thought about what had happened. I had been so close to death. If Mike hadn't been there, I might have died in that car. At the hospital, the doctors did some tests and said I was fine. I had a few bruises and a sore neck, but nothing serious. I was lucky. When I got home that night, I couldn't stop thinking about the accident. I thought about how quickly life can change. One minute, I was driving to work, singing along to the radio. The next minute, I was trapped in a car, thinking I was going to die. It made me realize how precious life is. We never know when our time will come. We never know when our last day will be. That night, I made a promise to myself. I promised to live my life differently. I promised to slow down, to appreciate the little things, to spend more time with the people I love. I realized that life is a gift. It's not something we should take for granted. Every day is a chance to make a difference, to be kind, to love, to live. So, here's my message to you. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you're faced with death to realize how precious life is. Live every day like it's your last. Love deeply, laugh often, and never take a single moment for granted. Because one day, it might be too late. And that's the story of the day I almost died. It was the scariest day of my life, but it was also the day I learned to truly live.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you soon.